Find out, what are your recollections about the neighborhood? What was the boundaries of the neighborhood? Where did you hang out back then?
And at that time, Fair Oaks was such a hub of activity. There were so many businesses and people walking, the old people walking up and down the streets, and it was just a community. It was black businesses, so black people interacting, bartering, trading. It was so much going on. Now,
and came in Pasadena, like Pastor mentioned, from Washington to Gilbert, both sides of Fair Oaks. It's the hub of our life.
Okay.
My sister was frying chicken for Bill Chicken House. You probably heard of Bill Chicken House. Right here on the northeast corner of Washington and Fair Oaks. Bill was right here. And over on this side was Russell Barbershop, my barber.
it was all black enterprise.
Yeah. And the thing could employ color folks. All these places I'm referring to, and they were black employees.
There was a restaurant, the Green Buck. You remember the Green Buck? That was down by where Parsons is. Now, all of that was the black community.
You marched with Dr. King where?
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Yeah. And marched down in Montgomery. And you got on the other side of Lost Road, like I mentioned, I told you I wanted the house, and they said it was red. We found out that it was a racial issue. They didn't want to let them black.
Right.
So I would go up Fair Oaks to Marathon, and I'd go turn right and go up in Corporate Rain. And that was the safest route I thought would be driving while black.
And it was the same way here in Pasadena. You had, you saw black doctors, you saw black dentists, you saw pregnant mothers saw black pediatricians.
Right.
Everything was black here in the black community. So whoever's bakery, we go up there, and my aunt would send us up there, and we go up there and get day old bread and donuts.
Were they the donut man that used to come around too?
That was the Helms man.
The Helms man.
So you get a donut for a dime.
A dime donut.
And you get a day old one for a penny. That was back in the day.
Right there on Fair Oaks, Raymond and Washington, where that center is right there. And the Pendergrass Park, that was a center point for kids on the days back then.
Was that a park back then?
It's still a park.
It was a park then.
Park and the library. That was one of my earliest memories, going to the Pendergrass library.
And Vera and her husband, he was involved, and they had a place down on where Calvary located, Calvary Church. What's the name?
Glorietta.
Down in
I know that.
But Boys Club, though, has always been a mainstay in the neighborhood. The Boys Club was there, too. And that was another place where a lot of youth went to and hung out at the Boys Club. Also, I don't know if you remember Sam's Bike Shop. It was right across the street from our church. There was a bike shop, and there was a chocolate factory.
Now, were they black owned or?
No, Sam was a Jew.
Okay.
And the chocolate factory, I don't know who owned them, but they used to throw away day old chocolates, and they would leave them in the trash can, and we would come by, all the kids in the neighborhood would come by and get those boxes of chocolates that they had. For those that didn't have transportation, it was close, the community, everything you needed was right there within the community.
Okay.
And in that little industrial park area where the Archives bookstore used to be, that was Boys Market right there. That was, and it was the Urban League. The Urban League was there at one time as well. And they did a lot of training there at the Urban League, clerical training.
The major change is the co-op village.
Kings
Kings
Mountain.
Kings Mountain, it was
When
Co-op Village.
When they changed those single family homes and made
They
that.
made all that thing, and all the businesses in there was co-owned by the residents.
So there was a co-op,
A co-op.
ownership, business ownership with
Business
families,
ownership.
and when they took over and built the first kind of what do you call it?
Project.
Project.
That took away those,
That took away that
businesses
concept of the
in the
business
community.
and you being co-owner.
and you co.
Them being owning this and co-oping with Boys Market and Pantry Market, we co-owning these supermarkets and owning the place where we live. That's the co-op village we established.
Mm.
So when you take that away and turn it into a straight out village project, it went down the tube just like Viso Village and the rest of them in LA just went down the tube.
Like I said, Deacon Westmorland, he looks at it from a different perspective as a younger person. For me, when I saw the community change, I would say it would be around the late 70s and the early 80s, demographic-wise. That's the influx of drugs, in particular crack cocaine in the community. A lot of people that were homeowners, and a lot of the children of the homeowners who turned over properties to their children. Children got on drugs and they weren't able, then they sold the property.
Right,
You
and
know,
that became a cycle.
So that's,
Yes.
that's when you started to see the displacement.
That's when you
Right.
started to see the
Down,
displacement.
down.
What you were saying, the core of the community being displaced, the businesses and the co-ownership, the co-op.
Co-op concept.
Yeah.
And then with the rising rents, when the rents started to rise, when the value of Pasadena started to increase, and it was part of what was known as the Pasadena Plan. And I think the same thing could happen here on North Fair Oaks and the North Fair Oaks corridor. If there was someone with a vision and a desire to see this neighborhood return to what it once was, because it was a thriving neighborhood.